Let's put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see now my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So for this afternoon, we will first discuss the part 1 for the PM session. This is about quiz activity in my soul. So here, for now, this is our objectives for this afternoon. So we will define what is quiz activity in my soul. Second is we will create the quiz activity in my soul. So first, I want to share to you the definition of quiz feature in our My Soul. So I will open my NHT virtual classroom. Yes, I will zoom in. Okay. So we have the quiz management. So I will define what is quiz activity in our My Soul. So here, as you can see, quiz activity enables a teacher to create quizzes comprising questions of various types. So meaning this pertains to our question types like multiple choice, matching, short answer, and have numerical answer for our question. The teacher can allow the quiz to be attempted multiple times with the question shuffled or randomly selected from the question bank or the storage of our pool of questions. A time limit may be set. So each attempt is marked automatically with the exemption of essay questions because essay question needs to be manually graded because that is subjective type of test. And the grade is recorded in the grade book if you set up a particular grade book in your MySoul. So here, the teacher can choose when and if hints or feedback and correct answer are shown to the question. So basically that is the quiz activity. And quiz activity can be used as course exams, like if you have unit exams, long quiz, and then as mini tests for reading assignments, or at the end of a topic, or it can be used as exam practice using questions from past exams, or to deliver immediate feedback about performance, or for self-assessment. So that is the quizzes purposes. So in our My Soul, so this is just a feature. The quiz, this is just a feature in our My Soul activity, but you can rename it according to what type of test. It could be formative or summative. So if that is formative, of course, this is basically recorded but not part of the grading system of the course, if that's formative. And then for summative, this is graded. So just like, for example, if you have unit exam or major exam, then you can set that one as summative test. So, so that's basically the definition of quiz activity. So in quiz activity, there are two types. It could be objective and subjective tests. So basically from your end as an educator, uh, what are the some examples for what type of question type do you prefer in giving your learners? You can type in the chat box. So what are most used question types in your case? You can use the chat box so that I can see. Okay, multiple choice. Okay, multiple choice, multiple choice. Okay, and I guess multiple choice should be a level up. So you should observe the HOTS in designing your multiple choice. Okay, multiple choice. Okay, essay. Okay, so basically in essay part, uh, again in here in our My Soul, it should be graded manually. So it will not give the score unless you read and then you type it. You type the highest possible score or the score of that particular essay question. And then we have identification. Okay, so basically providing short answers. And then essay. Okay. So here, so basically we will discuss the basic of construction of different question types. So I will show you here some of the question types in our My Soul. So can you see here? Can you see now the question type as well as the description? Okay. So here first is we have multiple choice. So in our multiple choice, it allows the selection of a single or multiple responses from a predefined list. Okay, so you can have single response or multiple responses. And then we also have true or false, a simple form of multiple choice question, which just have the two choices, true or false. And then we have also short answer, allows a response for one or few words that is graded by comparing against various model answers. So in this case, if case are sensitive, so upper or lower case are sensitive, then you will provide all the possible correct answer and uh, give the scores of that particular answer. And then essay allows a response of a file upload or just online text. This must be graded manually. And then we have matching. The answer to all the answer to each of a number of sub questions must be selected from a possible possibilities, a list of possibilities. So for example, we have column A. Column A is for question, and column B for your choices or options. And then the rest we have also here we have another type. So I will provide you the link for the advanced feature for the quiz construction. We also have video prepared for this particular question. So in short, our MySol question type category. So we have objective question type. And then for our subjective question type, we have essay that is graded manually. So if that is in subjective, so meaning it will not reveal the score. Objective, it will reveal the score of that particular test. So now I will just zoom out. Okay. Okay, question so far regarding the definition as well as the type of uh, my soul question type category. Question so far? Okay. So I think let's proceed to the construction of our quiz activity. So basically, our first step is first, in our virtual classroom, we should make a particular section that is good for assessment. So in that case, example, you have assessment room. You can uh, you can make quizzes or assignment in that particular assessment room, or you can do per topic. Example, topic one, and then that's the title, and then you can include quizzes as well as assignments. But in my case, I will make a specific section in my virtual classroom. I know you know how to edit the section. So example, I will go to topic 6. So topic 6, I will edit this as assessment room. So assessment room, and then you can have a brief description regarding your section. Okay. So in this case, I will show it to my students. So I will just okay, and then I will have to pin it. Okay. So this is the quiz management construction. So first, we will click the create learning activity. So in this case, I hope you open your own NHT virtual classroom. So don't open NHT virtual classroom 25 because that is my virtual classroom. So you will open your own virtual classroom or for your training template. Okay. So in my case, I will click create learning activity. So are you done? Okay. So let's proceed. Okay. So first, again, we will go to our own virtual classroom and then find a section where do you want to locate a particular quiz activity. So in this case, I'll have a location. This is assessment room section. And then I will create now the quiz activity. Again, quiz activity, you can rename it, but this is just a feature. Okay. Okay, Sir Nanol. Okay. So first, click the create learning activity button. And then the uh, type of activities. So click the activities tab and then look for quiz icon. And then click the quiz. Okay, so here we will give a activity title for the quiz feature. So example, this is good for unit exam. And then you have here the activity description. So basically your instruction or your general instruction. So in my case, I think it's good if you have placed your unit exam in a document file so that you can just easily copy and paste that particular instructions or questions. So in my case, this is my question. Not question, but this is my activity description. Okay. If you're done, and then if you want to display the description on course page or the outside appearance of this particular quiz, you can display. But if this is too long, if your instruction is too long, like 2 pages for instruction, so no need to click this display description on course page. But if this is short, you can display description on course page. Okay. And then now let's proceed to editing now the quiz settings. So first, the visibility setting. So you need to hide, you select from the drop down menu, select hide from students because uh, you are still making the quiz. So hide from students. And then let's proceed to timing. So if you click timing, open the quiz, close the quiz, time limit, or when time expires. So first, we have to open the quiz. So in this case, I will open the quiz. This is military time. So your date, so day, month, and then the year, and then military time. So for instance, I will open this by 1 p.m. So 13. And then close the quiz. I will close this one to uh 4. So 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16. So 16, 00. So in this part, we have one, three, we have 3 hours, okay, in this particular time limit, okay. If our basis will be the open the quiz and then the close the quiz. So we have they will take the quiz in 3 hours. But if we set a time limit, then we can also do that. So for this part, we will set this one as 60, okay? 60 minutes, or you can place this one as 1 hour. So just place 1 hour, 1, okay? So in this part, they will open the quiz by this particular time. So it will open the based from our open the quiz and close the quiz. We have a duration of 3 hours. But when they click a specific schedule, like for let's say 2 hour, like 2 p.m. So they will need to take the quiz in 1 hour. Okay. And then here, when time expires, so no need to change. So basically, open attempts are submitted automatically. So no need to change. So now let's proceed to the grade. Click the grade part. And then the grade category, this is based from your grade book. So for instance, I will choose midterm quizzes and assignments. So this particular unit exam, this will go directly to the midterm quizzes and assignments. And then grade to pass, so no need to put the grade to pass, or it's up to the teacher preference. And then attempts allowed, how many attempts allowed? So by default it's 1. So it's up to you. So you can have unlimited. Unlimited good for formative. Okay. So in my case, I will have 1 attempt. And then proceed with the layout. So in layout, how many question per page? So if you have a set like 50 question, so you can have it by 5 question per page. So it's your preference to do the layout. And then in the layout, you click the show more. So by default, the navigation method is free. Free means they can jump into that specific questions. Okay. So while if this is sequential, so it needs to be in a sequence. Like example, if you have 50 questions, 50 questions per 50 questions, and then you set it the layout into 5 questions. So every page 5 questions. So if they will go to the next page, okay, page 2, another 5 questions, but they cannot go back to that previous section. So that is sequential. So they need to answer particularly in that particular page. They cannot freely jump into that questions. So I have here questions like, Sir Cliff, were there cases where students weren't able to submit their quizzes due to foreseen circumstances? Will they still be able to answer the quiz even if the time is already covered? Yes, sir. We will do some adjustments and then we will restrict it to them. So later on, I will give a short demonstration regarding in that situation, like example, brownout, and then loss of internet connectivity. So I will give the demonstration after this setup, Sir Cliff. So in this case, so it's up to your decision if you want to be free, wherein the student can just simply jump into questions. Like example, if you have question 1 to 50, then if they are not familiar with the question number 1, they can jump into the next question. Like example, 20 questions. So 20, item number 20, then they can just really jump in. But in sequential, you cannot jump in. So this is per page. So once you click the next page, you cannot go back to the uh, previous page. So it's a matter of choosing the exact navigation method. And then we have the question behavior. So here, shuffle within the questions. So here, automatically the system will shuffle the choices for multiple choice and matching question, but it will not shuffle the question itself, but this is shuffle the choices for that two question types, the multiple choice and matching questions. And then you click the show more. No, not click the show more, but click the setting, review option setting. So here, by default, okay, during the attempt, so disable. Immediately after the attempt, if they are done with their answer, immediately after the attempt, I will reveal their score. So the label for that is marks. Okay. And then later, while the quiz is still open, so I will reveal the score. But here, after the quiz is closed, you can reveal the correct answer as well as their attempt or the summary of their attempt, or you want them to reveal only the markings. So in this case, we recommend that you uncheck the attempt so that the markings will be display only, because this is for some cases if there's a problem regarding their internet connectivity, like makeup examination, and then if you click this particular the attempt, then it will reveal the scores as well as the correct answer to that particular activity. So our suggestion is you just unclick the attempt. So the rest will just also disable. So in this case, you just basically display the score of your learners regarding their quiz activity. So immediately after the attempt, the marks late. Okay. So basically, in the review options, you are just showing the scores of your learners. So here we proceed with appearance. So appearance, you can have show the image. So this is just optional. If you want them to show a particular image, if they have profile picture in their MySol account, then they can show it. So again, this is optional. And then here you have the overall feedback. Okay. In the overall feedback, so this is based from the percentage. Okay. If you want to have an overall feedback, like example, 100%, you want a particular label, like for example, in my case, okay. So overall feedback, like example, if you got a 100% based from your highest possible score, you will get this particular marking, so excellent. And then another grade boundary, if they will get 90%, you just encode 90 and then percent, and then they will get this remark. And then if you want to add another percent, so just click this one, add 3 more feedback fields button. Okay. By clicking that one, so again, overall feedback. So here, for example, this is 80%. Then you will get this particular remark. And then here we have 75%. And here, okay, this is your remark. And then 60%. So basically, this is your remarks based from the percentage, just from the scores. So example, if we have 25 points, so that is good for 25 points. So here we have, if you have perfect score, so you will get this particular remark like excellent. And then 90% of 25, then this remark. So basically, we are doing the shell first in our quiz activity. So I repeat the uh, the summarization for the quiz feature. So here we will display our own title for the quiz title, and then we will display our quiz description. So basically your instruction, general instruction. And then if that's too short, then we can display description on course page. If that's too long, so we will not click the display description on course page to save spaces in our virtual classroom. And then we set the quiz settings. First, we have the visibility. If you are still making the quiz, hide from students. Timing. So it's your preference if you will do the open the quiz or close the quiz. In this case, it will not reveal a specific timer if you are still using this open the quiz and close the quiz. And if there is a timer, if you want timer, then you can click enable, or you enable the timer and then specify how many minutes, hours, or seconds. And then here, okay, no need to change. Then the grade should be your grade category, and then how many attempts allowed in this particular quiz feature. And then the layout, so how many question per page. It could be free or sequential mode of navigation. And then behavior, question behavior, shuffle, by default is shuffle the choices. And then review options, we will just display the scores after they take the exam. So we will just click the marks. So this is good for objective question type. Okay, it will reveal the scores. If that is subjective type, it will not reveal the score. So if for example, if you have a mixture of objective and subjective tests in your quiz activity, like example, if you have your unit exam, you have multiple choice, and then you have essay, so it will not reveal the scores. Okay, so in that case, you need to structure your quiz. Like if you want to reveal the score right away, so my suggestion is you will use the objective question type. And then for summative, if it needs more time uh, to grade a particular activity, then you can use essay. And then the appearance, this is just an optional. And then the overall feedback, this is optional again. But if you want to have a label for their feedback, then you can have. In this part, in the quiz, we cannot set a particular rubric, okay, regarding the essay part. Uh, ac- we cannot set a particular rubric in the essay part. But you can incorporate in your question type like what is the rubric. But we cannot set it manually like we do in the assignment with rubric. So I have here a question from Sir Ma'am Josie. If a student is unable to take the exam on time, how do we unlock the exam for that particular student? So later I will give you a sort of restriction regarding that particular student. Okay, I will show you the process on how to unlock that particular quiz. So in this part, I just show you the basic shell of your quiz activity. So second process is we will add questions. To add questions, we just simply click save and display if we're done with the setup. So in our My Soul quiz feature, in the essay part, we don't have a rubric type of structure, like example how many a particular criterion and then the praise and then the score, but rather my suggestion is if you want to make an essay, make it sure that in your question type you will provide already the rubric, and then if you are checking it, so that's the time you will grade them manually or input the scores according to that rubric. But again, here in our essay type, it will not have automatically give you the feedback or score when it comes to essay question type form. Okay, so clear clear na, sir, sir, our Sir Nanol. Okay, so after that, okay, I guess you are already done with the shell. So just click the save and display. Save and display. So here, this is the inner appearance of your quiz. Okay, so you have your quiz title, you have your quiz description, and then by default, automatically the system will create how many attempts, and then this quiz open and then close, and then if you have time limit, then it will reveal here 1 hour to take the quiz. So now let's proceed to adding the question. Okay, so to add a question, just click edit quiz. Okay, click the edit quiz, or you can click here in the gear icon. We also have edit quiz. The same page will appear if you click here, edit quiz, via gear icon or edit quiz here. So click the edit quiz. So we are now in the editing quiz unit exam page. So by default, we have this particular buttons. So we have maximum grade. So that is good for displaying our highest possible score for that quiz. And then here we will shuffle, means you will shuffle the questions. Okay, you will shuffle the questions. So example here, if you want to shuffle the question, so just click shuffle. And then here in our quiz management, so we will just simply show you the basic. So we will add question directly to our quiz activity. So you just click add. So you can see here we have three buttons. We have a new question. You add a question, and then from a question bank, and a random question. So here from a new question, so you are going to make a question directly to this particular quiz activity. And then from question bank, so it means that they should have an exact pool of question from a particular storage of that question bank. So example, you have multiple choice question bank. So in that case, it could contain series of or multiple question type, then you can just simply pull out the question. So for example, in my case, so I will just give you an example. So if I click this from question bank, so you will just simply select what particular question bank. So example, all multiple choice. So it will display the created questions. But in this case, we will just do the simple process in making the quiz. So I'm talking about the first option, a new question. Okay, but don't worry because I will provide you the link regarding the advanced feature of the exam. Okay, so later on I will just show you the process of how to make a question bank. But for more detailed, I will just give you the video tutorial regarding question bank management. So here, I will just make it clear that we will just simply use the very basic adding of question. It's a new question button. So again, you can start adding a question by just simply click the add button and then click a new question. You click a new question and then you can see here uh, question types. Okay, question types. And then here we have the description of that particular question type. So let's begin with multiple choice. Okay, I will just turn off first my video to save. Okay. So here, let's proceed with the multiple choice. So again, my advice, if you have prepared it in your document file, then you just simply copy, paste that one to our MySol. So first example, you have your multiple choice. So can you see it clearly, the dialogue box? Okay, I will just zoom in. Okay. So here you scroll down and then you begin with multiple choice. And then here you have multiple choice and then you will just click add button. And then in the add button, if you click the add button, you are now redirected to multiple choice question. So in multiple choice question, in this case, you need to have a question name. This is required. So you can have it multiple choice. So just like a code name. So MCQ, MCQ1. So that's a, a sort for multiple choice question 1. So MCQ1. And then it will not display in the student view, but this is only on the teacher's view. Then question. So you will begin with your question. So don't put a number sign. So just plain question. So example, if this is your question, like this particular question, then you scroll down and then you can see here the default mark. So the highest possible score for that particular question. So this is good for 1 point. So again, we are doing multiple choice here. You scroll down, you can see a general feedback. If you want feedback regarding their responses, you can have. And then here, again, in the multiple choice, you can have it as multiple answered aloud or one answer only. So in this case, I will pick one answer only. So by default, it is shuffle the choices. And then the number of the choices. So again, it's your choice if you want to be upper case letter, or you can have this one as the numbering of the choices. So in my case, I will use the uppercase A, B, C, and so on. Okay. And then here, you can start now displaying your possible choices. So here, the first question, the first choice should be the correct answer. Okay. So here, for example, so here, the correct answer. So you should just, example, if you have document type, you just copy the correct answer. Again, don't worry because this is in shuffle. Okay. This is shuffle the choices. So no need to put A, then the particular option, but you will just plain or give the choices directly. So this is the correct answer. So I will grade it to 100%. So 100%, so they will get the highest possible score, which is 1 point. And then proceed with the choice 2. In the choice 2, okay, in the choice 2, you will proceed with your second option. And then that is not the correct answer. So distractors. So grade is none. And then you will provide now the third choice. So again, it's up to the teacher of how many choices you provide with regards to the question. Okay, you can have it 4 or more than 4. Okay, and then we have here the last option. So we have choice 4. Okay, so here all multiple answer, uh, all the correct answer should be in choice 1, and then you will grade it as 100%. And then the rest, it's none. The grade is none. And then you scroll down. Okay, so you can just review first the multiple choice setup. So again, we start with giving a question name. So I give a code only, MCQ1. And then we have here, we have the question text. And then we have the default mark. It's 1. And then we just simply decide if that is multiple responses. We allow multiple responses or one response only. And then we shuffle, by default, shuffle the choices. And then the numbering of the choices, we make it sure this is A, B, and C, uppercase. And then the choice 1, again, it's always in the correct answer. And then we place it to 100%. And then the rest, you just simply put that one in the choice number. If you have still more choices, so just click the blanks for 3 more choices button. Question so far in setting up the multiple choice question. You can unmute yourself regarding multiple choice question. Okay, how to put in the ID number. So no need to change, no need to input regarding the ID number, Sir Ralph.
Sure, Fred.
Yes.
We have a question from Juicy. Where do you enter the other distractor?
Ah, okay. So here, so first is we begin with the choice one in multiple choice. So in multiple choice, in choice one, this is the correct answer. So 100 points. And then we proceed to another option, that is choice two. Then you can begin here the distractors. Like this is good for uh distractor one, this first distractor, so the grade is none. Second distractor in choice three, and so on. Okay, the rationale of always putting the correct answer in choice one, because here, for instance, if you have lots of uh, particular question, like example 50 points, no, 50 items, okay? So example, in your case, if that is your file, so it's again, this is just a teacher's preference if they want to put the correct answer in choice one, but my suggestion is to put that in choice one because this is for easy giving the correct answer or grading it to 100%. Like for example, if you have question in number one and you have four options, and then you place the correct answer to number C, okay? So here in our choices, we cannot see the C here in our choices because this is shuffled. Okay, so this is shuffled, so it's your basically uh placing placing it to uh basically, because this is shuffled, so randomized siya. But again, if kung dili shuffled siya, okay ra pod siya. Again, this is just uh a teacher preference if you use the shuffle choices, or you can stay as it is regarding if you will not shuffle it, so you will base your question from your file. So example, if that's Word file and that is A, B, or C, then you can have it. So you will just or disable the shuffle the choices. Okay. Uh, Ma'am Josie, so this is for easy reference regarding your correct answer. Because if you are still making multiple choice like 50 items, in 50 items, again, you need to know what particular choices number is the correct answer. And then you will grade that one to 100%. So I suggest that you will place that one in choice one for your correct answer for easy reference or easy grading. Okay. So questions, so far, anyway, when the questions will be published, it will be shuffled, right? Okay. So it will first is you need to activate the shuffle radio button. That it means that it will shuffle that particular items or questions. But in here, while doing our uh in the previous process, we just simply automatically shuffle the choices. For that is good for multiple choice and matching answers, or sorry, matching questions. So automatically it will shuffle the choices. But you need to click first the shuffle uh, checkbox. Okay, question regarding setting up the multiple choice. You can unmute yourself or just type it in the chat box. Okay, so here we already done with our first question. So we just scroll down and then we just click the save changes button to take effect or to save our question. So here we can see here uh, our question name. It's MCQ1, and then we have our STEAM or our question. And then we have our highest possible score, that is 1. As you notice, in number 1, the total marks is also 1. Okay? And in here, it should be a line. So you can place it 1 and then save. Okay? So in this case, this is what I am showing you, that it needs to be checked regarding the checkbox. It needs to be clicked as shuffled in order to shuffle that particular question. Like example, question number 1, question number 2, and so on. Okay. Question for multiple choice. If you want to preview, you just click the magnifying lens to preview. Can you see the magnifying lens? Can you see it, Sir John?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The preview question, sir. Can you see the preview question?
Uh, I just I just see the page one, sir, together
We
with the
don't see it on our
MCQ.
interfit.
Yeah.
Okay. Sige, sige. Okay, I will just share my screen.
Yes, sir. That's better.
Okay. Can you see now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So basically here, if you want to click the preview question, and then you can see this is the structure of the question type. So basically you have, your student can see the mark, okay, how many points per particular item, and then the question itself, and then this is randomized, and then that particular number 1 question. So this is automatically the computer will just give the question number. Questions or clarification regarding multiple choice? Question so far? Okay, let's proceed to true or false. True or false question. Okay. So to add a true or false question, so again, you just click the add, and then you can click a new question, and then you will select the question type. It's true or false, and then you click the add button. Okay, after that, uh, we will add now the true or false question. So here we are just simply setting up the question first. Okay, so so let's have an overview. So first is we have the shell. So now let's have the, or in this second step is I am showing you the adding of questions, and then later we will just show you what is the view or the student view with regards to this particular exam. Okay, so here in the true or false, so you can rename it TFQ1, and then you will proceed with your question. So here your question, and then you scroll down, and then you will place here the highest possible score for that particular question. So that's good for 1 point. So if that's the statement, so is that true? So you can answer now by just selecting the correct answer to true. If that's true, so you just click true. Again, on every particular choice, we have its feedback. Again, it is a rationale of all your particular particular response regarding their responses are true or false. So it's just like a feedback. Okay, so it's your choice to add, but this is just optional. Okay, so that's how you make a true or false question. So you begin with the question name, and then you will just give the statement if that's true or false, and then the highest possible score, and then you now select if that statement is true or false. And if that's true, so this is the correct answer, and then it will bear with a grade 1 point. And then if you're done, then kindly click Save Changes button. And here
Excuse me,
you can see
excuse
the
me, Sir
true.
Fredly.
Yes, yes.
Sir, how do you get to the true or false
Okay,
question
okay.
creation, sir?
So here, ma'am. Okay, I will just. Okay, I will just. Okay,
Ah,
here.
ah, I-
So
ah,
first
ah,
is we will click the add, and
okay.
then you will click a new question,
Okay.
and then after
Ah,
that you just select what question type. So this
okay,
is
sir.
true or false,
Oh, oh, oh.
and then you click the add.
Okay.
Uh,
Thank you
and
so much, sir.
okay, you're welcome, ma'am. So this is a true or false question, and one, and then I will just simply copy paste from my document file regarding this particular statement, and then one default mark it's one, and correct answer it's true, and then kindly click the save changes button. And then next is we have short answer. Okay, if we're making short answer question type, so you will just give all the possible correct answer for that particular question in the short answer. So in this part, okay, so here we will proceed with clicking the add, and then click a new question again, and then we will proceed with the short answer or identification part. So identification part, short answer, you click the short answer, and then you click the add button, and then you are now in the short answer question. So just give the question name to SAQ1. So uh it's your preference to rename your question, and then you will proceed with your question. So from here, this is your question. Okay, for example, ICT stands for blank. So that is your question. So you need to paste basically your question. This is in short answer. So your default mark, uh, I will place here. This is good for 3 points. So you will encode three. And then you can scroll down, and then case sensitive. So if you are in medical field, so you can have it as yes, case must match. If this is not case sensitive, so let's stay in that default. No case is sensitive. So meaning upper and lower case of the letter doesn't matter. So in my case, so I will give the answer like example here. Like this is my answer. Example here, if they will answer this one, they will get a particular grade. Like example, I will give 10 at 100% of the highest possible score. So that's 3 points. Okay. So you will just simply list down or add possible answers. So example here, they will just, for example here, information and technology, they will answer that one. So I will just give the grade to 100%. So all possible answers. So here, we'll just give 100%. So basically here, you will just provide all the possible correct answer regarding with this question. So in my case, this question were 3 points, and this is not case sensitive. So uppercase and lowercase of the letter doesn't matter. So here I have a specific answer number one, and then we have the grade. And then second option, 100% is the grade. And that's three equivalent to 3 points. So make it sure that in short answer, spaces counts. Okay. So basically, uh, they will answer regarding your short answer. They will not begin with saying that ICT is information and communication technology, because that is not part in your answer. Okay, they will not get a particular point for that. Okay, so you have Sir Cliff. Hello, sir. Do you have
Yes
question?
po.
Ah, do you have
Sir,
question?
ang ako ba I don't have the grade option. I can write the questions
The
among
question.
others.
Okay.
Pero yung ano, yung grade option,
Here, sir.
ah, mm
You use the short answer.
adding short answer
Uh, uh,
question.
uh, Adding short answer. Or
Eh,
short answer type.
um, editing an all or nothing
Ah,
multiple question po.
okay, sir. You just simply use the short answer.
Sige,
Short
I'll
answer
edit.
type.
No?
Yes. You will just delete first the setup, sir, or you cancel the setup, and then you will just click add and then look for short answer, because every question type has its own different settings.
Okay. So short answer.
Short answer, sir.
Got it. Got
Okay.
it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So in this case, this is now my question. So this is worth 3 points, and these are the possible correct answer for my question. So it's up to you on how you grade it. Like example, if they give the exact meaning for that particular term, so they will get 100 points. If they have lacking, so they can have 90% of 3. Okay, so it's up to the teacher preference regarding the grading of the responses from their learners. Okay, if you're done, so I repeat, in the short answer, you just give it a name, then display your question. No need for the number, because automatically the system will just create the number. And then the default mark, the highest possible score. Again, it's your choice to have it case sensitive or not. Okay, and then you will provide now the all possible correct answer. Okay, and then you click the save changes. So as you can see here, we have a total of five as the marks. So in here, you need to change the maximum grade to 5 and then click save button. Okay. So if you want to preview, you just click the magnifying lens. So you can see here, we have a particular text box. So you need to encode the answer. Again, they will just provide the answer by, you will not begin with a space, but you will begin with the answer right away, because spaces counts as part of a character or letter in our short answer question type. Again, if you want to edit, for some reason, if you want to edit, you just click the gear. For example, if you have uh, regarding the choices, or you will add some destructor, then you can click the gear icon. So this gear icon pertains to edit the question. So if you want to click some changes, so example, if you want to have another option for multiple choice, so you just click this gear icon. Example, this is 1, and I'm redirected to the question 1. Okay, so this is your question. This is your question name, your question text, and then you can just do the editing part if you want to add another option. And then don't forget, if you have another if you have changes or modification, don't forget to save and to click the save changes button. Clarification. 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 None so far. Okay.
No, sir.
So here, I will just show you this particular type. So we are making a unit exam. In this case, we are making a unit exam. This is good for 3 items. This is worth 5 points. And then you can see here, we have the maximum grade to 5 points. Okay. And then you can click save to take effect. So I will just we just simply do the objective type question. So which means it will reveal now the score once I show you this particular unit exam. So in here, so I want you now to go to my virtual classroom, NHT virtual classroom 25. Okay, 25, and then answer my unit exam. Okay, so you can now answer the unit exam in your end. So I will just switch role to student. So this will be your view. So in your end, you can now answer my unit exam. This is to show the process, how the unit exam, the quiz activity is graded. So I will give you 5 minutes to answer this particular unit exam. This is NHT virtual classroom. Again, in your end, if you are in your virtual classroom, if you're done with making your question, just save your quiz picture. And then you will show them if you have if you already have the final deployment of your quiz, if that's free from errors. Okay, so I will give you 5 minutes to answer in my unit exam. So in this case, here, if you are a student, so you will just simply click the unit exam. So just refresh, okay? Refresh your account, and then you just click the unit exam, and then you can see here, attempt the quiz, and then you can start attempt. Then you will just answer this particular question. So for instance here, okay, I will just switch role to my teacher mode. So I have C here, okay. So in this case, this is my unit exam. And then here, I have the attempted, this is the attempt of my learners. So I will just simply click here. So this is in teacher mode, okay. If you're a teacher, so you can see you have 7 attempted quiz. So just click uh, this particular attempt, and then you can click attempts, and then you can see here the scores, okay. So here we have, this is objective type, so they will see their scores, okay. So in this case, okay, in progress, so they are still answering, um, Ma'am Florina and then Ma'am Adarna, okay. Regarding, hello, regarding sa kuan, ma'am, Ma'am Adarna, regarding sa
Yes, sir.
language,
Daon sa na ni nawagtang ako oy.
uh, regarding sa kanang language, ma'am, Google Chrome ka, ma'am?
Chrome, oo, Chrome.
Okay, nara mo message si Sir Jade, ma'am.
Oo, unsa
Ah.
naman to nawagtang. Di naman ako kuan at wala na ako ka-follow through to half man ako na-answeran.
Sige, ma'am, sige, ma'am.
Asa na nek unsa po nek?
There are 3 questions lang, ma'am, sa
I
unit
cannot see
exam.
the third. Asa ko muna saan ako pag-navigate aning sa ikatulo ha? Wait, kaya unsa naman nitan? Dili ko kasabot aning kuan Italian.
Sige, ma'am. Message lang si Sir Jade, ma'am.
Sige,
So,
sige,
process.
sir,
Okay.
sige.
Sige.
Please go back to the home page. Wait ha. Home.
Kumangka.
Okay. You mean, okay. Ay, home. Nana. Home page. Soul, you mean? Katunay, welcome. Mabay siyang home.
Yes, ma'am. That's the home page.
And then,
Then you just scroll down, ma'am, to the very bottom.
very bottom.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wait,
And
sorry.
then
Oh my God. Home page. Nawag mo, nabalik. Ay, ito na lang. Tignan na ako. Oh. Corsi. Kaning Corsi. Ano sa siya?
or if you can see the Silliman logo, ma'am, at the upper left
Yeah.
side, can you please click
Oo.
the Silliman logo at the upper left side?
Oo.
And then it will direct you to the home page. So from there, you can scroll down to the very bottom of the screen.
Naamugod ko sa kuan course. Saan na ni?
You're in your My Courses page.
Yeah, I am in the course. Oh, my course na page.
Sige, ma'am.
I-close na ako. I will
On the
close
right side.
this.
Yes, ma'am. On the right side, there's a
Sudi?
close
Kaning Sudi.
button.
Okay. Siliman logo, he's here.
Mhm.
Oo.
And then you can scroll down, ma'am, to the very bottom. From there.
Okay. Very bottom.
Mhm.
Home, ano ni? Network server. Home,
Yeah.
Hara.
On the right side, ma'am. Lower right side.
Excuse me, ma'am. You can share
Okay,
screen, ma'am.
it's here. It's here. Okay, now
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay. All right.
American English.
Just the usual.
English.
Kanang ika-6 nga
EN.
English.
Okay.
Just the EN.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
And then buy courses. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, can you see now my screen? Can you see the screen? Okay, so here I will just open the NHT Virtual Classroom 25. And I will now, I have 7 attempted the quiz. So to view their scores, just click again the attempt and then click the attempt, and then you can see the scores of your learners. So example here, this is in progress. Okay. So this is basically, we have a unit exam that is in objective type. So they will reveal that particular score, okay, out of 5. And then we will go to the home page. And then in that home page, if for instance, uh, wala naka, if for instance, if there is a student who cannot take the exam, how to modify it or how to restrict it to them. So for example, Sir John, I will add you as okay. So here, so I will just switch role to a student mode part, and then I will just simply add you as a student, new role as student. For instance, okay. Here, okay. Just wait a second, Sir John. Okay. Okay. So in this part, for example, we have the attempts now. And then for extension, okay, we have examples. Sir John is the learner who didn't take the quiz. So we will restrict this particular quiz activity to him. So in order to do that, so we will just click the first is we go to the assessment room, and then we will just click the pencil icon for our quiz activity. And then after that, the mode here, for instance, the reason why he didn't take the quiz is loss of internet connection or brownout for valid reasons. So it's up to the teacher if you accommodate the reason for your learners. So in here, you can just modify it by just simply changing the timing. For example, by example, they will take this until 5, okay, by that particular student. So example here, I will just add restrict access or restriction from this particular quiz. So let's say I will not open this quiz, but this will okay, open and then close. And then you will add restriction. So example here, you add restriction, okay? And then next is you will click the user profile. So again, to limit the access from this particular quiz, so you will just scroll down and then you will click restrict access, and then you click the add restriction, and then user profile. The student must match the following. So user profile, you will choose the unique ID. So example here, we will use the email address as their unique preference. So example here, we will just simply copy, paste, or encode the email address of our student. And then, okay, if we are done with that, you just simply click the save and return to course. Again, to add restriction from that specific student, then you will just simply again add the restriction, and then you will click the user profile, and then you will choose email address. And then here, if there is more than one who didn't take the quiz, so you must change that student must match any, okay, any of the following, not all, okay. So any. Example here, we have another another learner. So in that case, you will encode his or her email, and then you just simply save and return to course. Okay. So as you notice, we have a restriction regarding this quiz activity. So it is available if your email address is this particular learner, and then we have the second. Okay. So question so far. Would it okay? So in this case, okay. So to add restriction for again, I will repeat the process. To add restriction regarding the consideration of your learners regarding their condition, why didn't they take this particular exam? So you need to first go to what particular section in your virtual classroom your quiz activity is located. And then after that, in my case, this is in access room section. So I will locate now my quiz activity. So this is unit exam. So click the pencil icon. Okay, pencil icon. Click that. And then you scroll down. And then you go to the right, the restrict access settings. In clicking the in setting up the settings, so click the restrict access setting. And then here, let's say for example, I will add restriction. So you will just again first click the restrict access and then add restriction, go to user profile and then choose user profile field. So I will use the email address, and then you should know the email address for your students, and then you just paste the email address for your students here. If that's give the spaces, so just delete the spaces. Okay, I repeat. Okay, here. Okay, after that, if you're done, okay, that is good for one student only. If there's more than one student who didn't take the quiz, so again you will just simply add restriction, and then you will click use profile again button, and then you will just change it to email address, and then is equal to another email address. So for instance here, I will click here and then make it sure that the student must match any of the following conditions set. Okay, if you're done, then save and return to course. And then your particular quiz is restrict to particular two learners. They can access it. Right? Okay. You can in making a quiz, if you have set A, set B, you can set you can have the restriction as a group or as individual. You can do it. Like example, you prepare a specific set of question done by particular group, then you can have it by group restriction. Okay, you're welcome, Sir Cliff. Okay, question so far. Okay, so question regarding the quiz, we have the objective type. So I think let's proceed to the subjective, which is essay. So an essay part, okay, we will just add a specific question in our essay. Okay, so example here, this is the objective part. So we will add a question to our essay. So to add questions in essay question type, so we will make another quiz activity feature. So again, to add, the same step we'll do. So just click the create learning activity, and then activities, the same will do, quiz, and then here example here essay, and then you have here quiz. Okay, instructions, and then you are still making, so hide from students, so timing, so you will not allow the timing, so it's open, so it's okay. And then here you will not give the time limit, So it's your preference, and then you will give the grade. So this is for here midterm quizzes assignments and one attempt only, and then that's it. Okay, so you will not uh, go down here because this is already in objective. This is already in subjective type or subjective uh, question type. So it will not reveal the score unless you do it manually. So no need to change the following setup. But if you want to have restriction regarding who will take this quiz, then you can have it. Okay. So in this case, you just simply click the save and display button. And then in that save and display button, just click the edit, edit quiz. And then here, you can add the question, so a new question, and then you will choose essay type. Essay, and then click the essay and then add. And then here, essay question 1, and then you have here the question. So in this case, if you have a specific rubric, so you can place your rubrics here. Okay. And then the default, the highest possible mark is 10. So it's up to you. And then we have here the uh, we required the response format to HTML editor. So you have enabled them to have a text editor where they can format their responses. And then the input box size is 15, so you can increase that one to 40 lines if you want. And then if you want attachment, then you can have attachment again, but this is good for 5 MB only. And then you can explore the other setup in this part. But the purpose of this one is they will just simply have your question with rubric, of course, because we are in OBE. So rubric attach. And then this is worth 10 points. And then if you're done, then kindly save changes button. And then you can see here the total marks to 10 points. And then it should be a match with the maximum grade, which is also 10. So save, click the save button. And then here you go to your assessment room. Again, once you deploy the quiz, make it sure this is free from errors or free from uh, mistakes regarding the correct answers or other possibilities. So if you're done, if you're confident with your essay, so you can now show it to your learner. And then they will just simply answer your question. So for instance, Sir Palama, can you answer the quiz essay so that I can show them how to grade it? So unlike objective type of quiz, okay, objective type of quiz will reveal the score if you show it to them. So basically, it's all about showing them the review options. While in essay, you need to read the responses and then grade it manually. Okay, question so far. So I have here, uh, okay, what will happen, sir, is, okay. Yeah. Okay, questions. Questions so far? Before I will show you the grading for the essay. Okay, so I think Sir John is done with the response for the essay. So here, this is the teacher view regarding your essay. So I have here the responses. So you just simply click the responses of the essay part, and then you click the attempts. Uh, in the essay part, we cannot plug scan, okay, in the essay part for the quiz, okay? So here you can see here we have responses, okay? So not yet graded, not yet graded. And also they can see that their responses is also not yet graded. So how to grade them in bulk per item? So in that case, you will not just click individually, but you will perform that in bulk. So here you are in your submission setting or learner submission. So you just scroll up, and then you can see the gear icon. Are we all the same page? But for now, this is my my view. This is in teacher mode. Okay. So you just I will just make it bigger. So again, I repeat. You just click the response in essay, the attempts. Okay. Then we can see the responses of our learners, and then you will perform that in bulk. So you just click the gear icon, and then in the gear icon you go to manual grading under results. You click the manual grading, and you can see here we have one question for essay, and then there are three responses. So you can click here the grade. So all of the responses, like example, first response by Sir Cliff, and then you can see here we have the question and rubric and then their answer. And then all you need to do is just give a comment and then the highest possible score. So according to your rubric, so it's manually computed. So you can tally the score from your learner. So example, they will get 8 out of 10. And another response from Sir Ken, another response. You can comment and then you can grade it. And here we have another, we have 10. And then save and go to next page. So again, it's up to your responses. If example, imagine we have 60 students or 40 students. So you need to grade them manually. So the comments are just optional, but the scores you need to grade them. And then here, if we go back to our results, if we go back to our results, okay, you can click here. We have here all grades. Okay, you click here, and then you can, in the virtual classroom, you can see here we have the results. You can click the results, and then you can just go back, and then you can see now the scores as well as comments, or you will display that particular comment or not. So that's how you grade uh the the quiz activity in essay question type. Question so far regarding the construction of quiz activity? questions so far? So if
Hello,
no more,
sir. Excuse me.
okay.
I
Yes,
wasn't
ma'am.
able to get the process to create the subjective type of test, or which is essay. How
Uh,
should I do that?
okay. So in order to do that, you should decide first if you want to have a subjective test. You can do it in two way. So it could be in quiz activity feature, or you could do it by assignment feature with rubric. So if
Oh,
it's
okay.
plain on uh, quiz activity, so you just simply click the create learning activity, and then you will set
Yes.
up the create learning activity, and then quiz, and then example, this is essay 101, and then your instructions, because
So
this is
I'm already into adding new quizzer, and then I cannot find the portion which is for essay,
for
which is for essay.
essay. Okay, so you already make this particular shell, mom, and essay.
No. I still have. I would like to go into that.
Okay,
The making of essay.
okay. So here, that's why I divided into objective and subjective, for you to
Oh
see
yeah.
the difference regarding the objective, because it will reveal the scores, and for a essay it will not reveal the scores unless you grade it individually. But if you have your major exam is combined, so it's okay,
Mm-mm.
but it will not show the real score unless you are done grading your manual, and then they will just reveal the score right away. But in this case,
Okay.
uh, I I add another feature. So that is essay. So
So when I click the create learning activity,
yes,
how will I
uh,
go to the
you click
portion which I can reach to essay?
essay. Okay. So here
Yes.
activities, and then you click the quiz.
Quiz, yes.
Uh,
Uh-uh.
and then you shall first
Uh, I'll type.
give
I'll type
the
essay.
shell, yes,
Uh,
or let's say let put it in essay,
okay.
essay quiz.
So I'll really create that. So that's
Uh,
part of the subjective type of test.
subjective type of
Uh,
test.
Sige sir, I'll
And
try that. Salamat po.
okay, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
And then here, so this is your general instruction for essay. Again, it's up to you if you want to have it time. So example here, you give it a time limit to good for uh 30 minutes. Okay. Like example here, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So here, so you will time it according, and then here you can have a time limit to good for 5 minutes, and then grade, it's your based from your grade book, one attempt only, and no need to change the rest if you divide it good for essay quiz only. And then you will just click the save and display, and then you will edit quiz, and then you add a particular question, and then you will choose essay type, and then you can proceed with your question. You can proceed with the question name, and then your exact question, and then your default mark, 10 points, and then you scroll down and save changes button. And then that's it. Make it sure that we have here the total marks is the same as your maximum grade. And you click the save changes. And you go to your home page for your virtual classroom. Just click your virtual classroom name to go to the home page. And then here, if you are ready, then you show it to them. If you are still finalizing, just hide. Okay,
Okay.
click, click the three dots and then hide. Again, once your student already access it and they have a score, automatically you cannot modify it or edit some changes. Okay, questions or clarifications before
Thank you,
we'll.
sir.
Okay, you're welcome, ma'am. Questions or clarifications? Okay, I think let's proceed to the last part for this training. Sir Jade, the virtual floor is yours.
Thank you, Sir Fedley. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So it's been a great day. We've discussed so many topics so far, and let's just have a 2 minute break, and then let's start with a new topic for PLD. Okay, so I guess we can continue now. Can you give me a virtual thumbs up if we're good to go? Steve, are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So before we proceed with PLD or group choice, do you have any question for, especially for quiz, like quiz management part? Are we? I think we're good now with quiz, right? Hilahilom lagi kaayo. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, now that you know how to set up the quiz, how to make an assignment, so what we're going to do today is just we're going to set up some automation in your virtual classroom. So through a PLD or a personalized learning designer. But before we do that, let's just have to make some minor adjustment first on your profile because eventually you will be handling multiple students, and then with multiple students came in multiple notifications, and you don't want your email to be flooded with email notification from your course because by default every movement of the student, let's just say a submission or a forum reply, would basically send an email response to your email. So how do you set up in such a way that notifications will be restricted only to those activity that you want to be notified from? Okay, so from the course page, just go to your my courses page. Let's just call this one my courses page. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to eventually block some notification to reach your email. So from here, uh, just go to your profile, so upper left side profile, and then you go to preferences, this one. Okay, and then from the preferences page, just go to uh, notification preferences. Okay, and then by default, most of the activities is you actually have a notification for most of them. And if you want to turn it off, you can basically just switch it from here on the left side. Like for example, assignment notifications. If you don't want that you will receive a notification in terms of assignment submissions, then you can just turn it off from here. So you have the assignment notification. Then if you want to turn it off, you simply click this button here and now it's off. Same with other activities like the feedback, the forums, and all the other activities that has corresponding notification. So you can just turn off or you can turn it on from this page. So once again, to edit your notification preferences from the course page, just go to profile, and from the profile, go to preferences and then notification preferences. You might not appreciate this particular setting for now, but eventually when you'll be handling student and you really need to turn off some of the notifications because then again, your email will be flooded with notification from your virtual classrooms. Okay, any question? Right? So I guess there's none. So let me go back to the quiz. And I'm just going to show you that you can also do some restriction using other conditions, right? So like for example, you want to restrict an access to a particular quiz, let's just say to a particular quiz, if the student has not reached a certain grade from the previous quiz, right? So let's just say this is our first quiz. I'm going to duplicate this one. Okay. I'm just gonna make a new unit exam. So to do that, you can just click the more icon just below that particular quiz and then click duplicate. It's duplicating now. By the way, if you have question, please feel free to turn on your webcam or your mics, or you can also chat using the chat box. Still loading. Yeah, I think I'll just have to create a new quiz. Let me just open this one. Oh, there you go. Okay, so I'll just move it here, and I will rename this. This is a sample unit exam, and I will set the maximum grade. Let's just say, let me just check the maximum grade for this quiz. I'm going to edit the quiz. By the way, this is how you, like, for example, you already set up a quiz and then you want to add more questions or you want to remove some of the questions from your quiz. So from this page, so like from the course page, you just simply open the quiz, go to the gear icon, and then edit quiz. Okay, not the settings, but edit quiz. And from here, you can then add or remove items. Take note that you cannot add or you cannot remove items from your quiz if an attempt has been made to this particular quiz. So like for example, let me show you for the unit exam 1. Since there are 7 of 24 attempts already, let's check if we can add or remove items, gear icon, and then edit quiz. So there should be this warning, you cannot add or remove questions because this quiz has been attempted. So there are attempts now. Now, if you really want to change this particular quiz or if you really want to remove an item or add an item, what you can do is you're going to override the quiz and then you're going to delete all the attempts of this particular quiz. Now, in that way, it will basically remove all the attempts of the students so that you can add or remove items to this particular quiz. So that's how you add or remove items to a quiz. Once again, you cannot add or remove items if there's an attempt or if an attempt has been made. But if you really want to add or remove items from a quiz that has been attempted, then what you can do is you're going to remove all the attempts of this particular quiz.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you remove the attempts,
Mm-hmm.
what will happen to the scores of the students? Normally mawala, no?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Mm-mm.
then what how would the students feel na oh, it's unfair na especially kay perfect score tong ako
Mm-mm.
anya nawala, then
Mm-mm.
unfair na ako.
Yes, yes. So that's why it's not advisable, ma'am, to edit the actual items if an attempt has been attempted. Or for an instance, you really need to edit the quiz. Then you can just inform the students about the situation, and then eventually maybe they would understand. But in a normal case, it is really not recommended to edit the quiz items if an attempt has been made to a particular quiz.
Okay. What if for those who failed to take the exam,
Mm-mm.
hatagan na lang sila og makeup exam, pwede na.
Pwede na siya, ma'am. So like for those who failed to take the exam, and there are multiple ways to deal with this particular scenario. So first is you can let the student take the same exam but on a different time. Kay wala man sila
Uh-huh.
ka-take.
Okay.
Oo, and then basically it's the same set of items, or you can prepare a new quiz for this particular student with different items, and then you just have to copy the score of the student from the new quiz, override the score of the student in the original quiz, and then remove the new quiz. So it,
You
mm-mm,
know, there are students who are resourceful na
mm-mm,
I think it would be best to give a different set of tests kay katong mga resourceful students.
mm-mm.
Alam to silang classmate nga ba unsa tong mga questions o kana bang ingon ana. Um,
Yes, ma'am.
and then of course kita as students pod na o sige pakisama ba ana ra. So
Yes.
unfair sa uban ba nga naningkamot gyud og unsa og attend sa klase to
Mm-mm,
take the exam not unless balbag between life and death ang reason
mm-mm.
for the failure to take the exam. Kana
Yes, ma'am.
tingali. Oh,
Yes, ma'am. So naagid na siya nga mga scenario, ma'am. Common kay na siya, like there are excuses like there was a power outage, or there was a low internet connectivity, or there was a really no internet connection in a particular area. So at the end of the day, it's really up to the teacher, ma'am, to evaluate the reason of the student, and then basically if you want nga, you really have to have the student take a new set of item or a new set of quiz, or just take the same quiz. It's really up to the teacher, ma'am. Same with like di ba pag face to face, there are many reasons nga ano mo absent si student, and it's basically up to the teacher if uh, imo pa siyang patakon sa exam or dili na.
oo bitaw.
Mm-mm.
Kay mga kuan ba experiences sa uban na himuon ra bang gong rason nga kaning nitapol ra gud og sulod sa klase niya himuon ra
Mm-mm.
rason nga failure of connectivity
Mm-mm.
ingon ana ba power
Yes, ma'am.
shortage or whatever reason. Okay,
There are
thank you
also,
sir.
yes, ma'am, you're welcome, ma'am. There are also safeguards, ma'am, in terms of if you really want to see kung ni-access ba gyud si student on a particular date. Like for example, your class scheduled at 2:30 to 4 for an instance. And then the student said na nawalaan sila internet connection for that particular time. Then you can check on the logs. Let me just share this one. So if this is your course as a teacher, if you go to settings, you can go to reports, and then you have logs, right?
Okay,
Now, from this page, you can actually see the movement, all the clicks, all the students in your virtual classroom. So if you want to just look at all the participants' logs, then you can just directly click this button, get these logs, and it will basically show you all the movements of all the participants in your virtual classroom. So like for example, we have Ma'am Florina San. Or no, this is Sir Fredley. So like, so these are the movements, ma'am. Like if we have Ma'am Adarna view the course in a particular time at 3:42. So from here, makakita ra gahapon ka, ma'am, if mo ana si student nga, ma'am, I lost internet connection at this particular hour, then you can actually go to your logs, and then you can look up the students' logs. You can filter using the filter here. It says all participants, but if you would just want to specify a student or just a participant, just choose the participant's name and then get these logs. And then you can actually see the logs of a particular user in your virtual classroom.
okay.
Mm. Pwede
Thank
na
you.
siya, pwede man na siya himuon nga reason, ma'am, nga wala naka-access kay wala internet connection, but eventually upon seeing the logs, gasigir de siya glantaw pud sa course during that particular time. Pwede na siya.
Thank you, sir.
Mm. And then we have a question from Juicy. Are removal exams allowed? It depends upon your subject, ma'am. It depends upon your agreement with the students or with the department. But usually, allowed naman na siya, ma'am, as long as valid lang ang reason. Okay? So those are just some tips in terms of how do we implement quizzes, right? So Next is since we're done with the notification preferences, we will also do some group choice. So when we talk about group choice, a scenario will be like this. So you have an activity. Like, let's just say this is an activity number two, and then what you want is instead of you as a teacher grouping the students, you want that your students will group themselves. So how do you do that in a face-to-face manner? That would be very easy. They're just going to group themselves. But how do you do that using MySoul or using virtual classroom? So first is so as a teacher, you just have to make groups first. So to create a group, I'm pretty sure you're done with how to create groups or groupings. I think it was discussed by Sir John on the first day. So once again, to create group, just from the course page, go to the gear icon and then go to users and then groups. So currently we have lots of groups now for this particular class, but let me just create a new group. Let me, uh, I will just auto create a group. So the naming scheme is this is group uh, for activity 2, and then it's based on the group member. So there should be like 2 member per group, and then that's it. So okay, let me check the settings. All the students random, and then submit the grouping. This is for activity 2. So I'm just making a group because I want that for activity number 2, students will group themselves and not just you as a teacher who will be grouping the students. So if we will go back here on our group list, okay,
Sir, excuse me, di lagi ko ka makakuan anong kuan NHT Classroom 25. I'm a student here, no? Dili ko ka ano as teacher.
yes, ma'am. So view a good imuha, ma'am, and then take activities and resources. What do you mean dili, ma'am? Dili maka-access?
Dili ko ka change. Nawala I don't know, nawala ako ang unsa ni kanang change role gani. Di na ako makitanhay na to.
Ah, because if you are inside the NHT Virtual Classroom 25, ma'am, you cannot change your role because you're
Okay,
a student. Oo.
student.
Yes,
Dito
ma'am.
ko sa usa nako like katong NHT Virtual Classroom number 2.
Yes, ma'am. So I
Okay.
think that's your assigned room. So from there, you can actually switch role to go back
Mm.
to your normal role.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now that let's check if we have our groupings, users, groups. Yeah, let's just use permanent groups 1 to 8 for the group choice. So from here, create learning activity and then go to group choice. Again, what we're going to achieve is that you want the students to group themselves because this is for activity number 2. Let's just say groupings for activity 2. Groupings for activity number 2, and please choose your group. So we're going to display the description in the course page. Are you allowing multiple enrollments to different groups? No, we're not. By default, students can actually see the names of those who choose a particular group. So let's just say I think we're good with the default settings, but we have to change the limit number of responses allowed. So from this, there's only 2 participants per group, and we will be using, uh, let's just say here, asa na tong permanent grouping, or we will have this one. Okay. Okay, so we have groups 1 to 8, and then save and return to course. Okay, now let me just switch role to student to check. So as a student, when you go inside the course and your teacher will ask you to choose your group, you basically have to click this one and then choose which group are you gonna belong with. Like for example, if you're going to belong to group number 4 or other groups. Okay, so let me just check this one. Return to my normal row. Edit settings. Sorry, I think the limitation was not applied. Save and display. Apply to all groups. There you go. So if you want, you can actually try. You can go to the NHT Virtual Classroom 25. Then you can choose your group. So groups 1, 2, and 3 are already full. So you can only choose groups 5 to 8. Okay. So these are the members. Like for example, if a student, if you want to check who is the members for, or who are the members for groups 1, 2, 3, you can actually just click this button, show group members, and then it will eventually show the group members for a particular group. Okay, so that's how you use the groupings for activity. Now, if you want to use it on an actual assignment, let's just say this one, you're going to create an assignment, sample assignment. And then what you will do is from here, you just have to choose the grouping. So let's just say this is your sample assignment and you have group submission, just say yes and choose what particular grouping. So if that's for the final project or if that's for the activity number 2, then you can just click this one and then save and return to course. Okay, so that's how grouping works or group choice works. Any question for group choice?
Um, excuse me, kung
Today,
ako student, sir, asa ko mosulod atong sa grouping
For the groupings, ma'am, you just have to open
and group
this one.
choice?
Yes, ma'am.
Groupings
Mm-mm.
for activity 2, kana
Yes,
ra akong
ma'am.
click.
Mm-mm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Question,
Question?
are these the same groupings that you use for the breakout sessions? Can you use it for the breakout or do you create another group?
You mean breakout for? Is this a breakout for unsa ning a breakout, ma'am?
Like for example, you have an activity and then you
Mm-mm.
want them to go into small groups to
Mm.
work on something and then
Mm-mm.
they come back for a plenary.
Mm-mm. Okay. For that, ma'am, yes, we can do that. So basically, before we do the breakout session, since we'll be the one to assign the students to breakout sessions, you have to have the group choice first so that you will know which students are to be or to belong to a particular group. Like for example, so student A, if student A will enter your course, he or she should choose first on what particular group siya mabilong, and then on the breakout, ato na nimo siya ibutang, ma'am. Pwede ra na siya.
So pwede ang student mo choose, pwede po ang teacher mo assign.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Okay.
So that's the idea of groups. There are actually three ways. Like using the group choice, the students can choose the group member. Using the manual grouping, the teacher can choose which student are to belong in what group. Or using the randomized groupings, meaning the system will group the students in a random way. Okay. So that's how group choice works. So those are just some of, let's just say, these are not advanced features of Soul, but those are just some minor features of Soul. Because eventually, advanced features really deals more on the 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 activities and resources that can be implemented inside your virtual classroom. Okay. So any question, by the way, like for example, assignments, quizzes, or attendance, I think we're good enough with those topics. By the way, Sir Fredly
Or one
posted.
more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Like the breakout sessions are good for synchronous sessions.
Mm-hmm.
If I want them to do group work in
Mm-hmm.
an asynchronous, it's an asynchronous activities.
Mm-hmm.
How do they go about that?
So if you want to do groupings, ma'am, for let's just say this is an assignment and then this is a group assignment, the very first step is that you really have to create groups first. Again, to create groups, you just have to go to users and then groups, and then you create the groups. It's either it's a manual grouping or if you want the system to auto create groups for you, as long as the first step is you have to create groups. And then once you have the groups, you can then add or remove users to different groups. You can use group choice to add students to your groups, or you can just add them manually using this particular window here. So pwede ra po na siya manual, ma'am. So once you have the groups na, second step would be, I mean, the first one is to create groups. The second one is to add members to the groups. The third one is you have to group the groups into a grouping. So let's just say you have groups one, two, three, and four, and then you have to enclose that particular group into a grouping so that you can apply it in an activity. So, like for example, productivity tool grouping, which is composed of groups one productivity tools, group two productivity tools, and all the other groups. So the idea, ma'am, is you cannot use the group in an activity. They have to belong in a grouping. So that's step number four. This, again, step number one is create groups. Step number two is add members to the group. Step number three, add the group to a grouping. And then step number four, apply the grouping to an activity. So like for example, if this is the assignment, then from here, go to settings, go to group submission settings. By default, this is no. So to use groupings in a particular assignment, just change it to yes, and then choose what grouping are you going to use for this particular assignment. Let's just say you will be using the productivity tool grouping. So save and display. From there, for groupings, ma'am, if a submission has been made for a particular group, that's true to all group members. Meaning, if there are 10 members of a group, the 10 of them don't need to submit individual submissions. Only one will submit, and it will basically reflect to all group members.
Ah, my question really was, so you created groups, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
The groups
Mm,
exist.
mm,
You want them to do an asynchronous activity offline by
mm.
groups. How do they connect with each other? Do they use Tool or do they create Zoom among themselves or do they use Google Meet or do they
Uh,
use Soul?
mm.
How do they
Yeah.
connect with each other?
Well, there are also multiple ways, ma'am. As what you've said, they can actually use Messenger, right? They can communicate with each other using Messenger. They can also use Meet. It's a free application. They can use Zoom. It's also free. They can use Soul. We have a messaging platform in Soul. So if you're talking about how will the students communicate with each other in a group, then there are multiple platforms to do that.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you.
Mm.
So it's your
Sir,
choice.
na ako'y
Yes, ma'am.
question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Nalimot na magud ko giunsa to namo pag-form sa grouping ano. Kami ba mo enroll sa student or the student will enter in their course kana siya particular course like for example the
Mm-mm.
NHT classroom 25. So are they
Mm-mm.
the ones to get inside that or kami to mo enroll or MIS ba to and then nakalimot na magud ko
Okay,
and
so
then kami na mo form og grouping.
yes, ma'am. So in terms of enrollment, this is how it works, ma'am. As long as the student is officially enrolled in your course, the teacher really don't need to enroll them manually on your course because we at Soul Office we will be the one to upload the students to their respective virtual classrooms. So like for example, ikaw ma'am, you are a teacher of subject A. What you will do is you just have to wait for the students to be added in your subject. You don't need or you don't have to manually add the students to your course.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. It's only for special scenarios, like for example, accommodations or things like that, wherein you will add the students to a virtual classroom. But most of the time, let's just say 99% of the time, when you got into your course, non-Anshay students or students will be added first day or one day before the start of the class, para the teacher will have time to prepare in the virtual classroom.
Okay. Oo, salamat.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. So our next topic is again, these are just some of the automations that you can do inside your virtual classrooms. Let's just say, well, we have a message from Ma'am Brenda. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Okay. So again, we will talk about PLD. What is PLD or Personalized Learning Designer? So think about PLD as automated processes inside your virtual classroom. So let's just say a student enters your course, a personalized message will pop up informing the students that, hey, welcome, or something like that. Let me show you what I'm talking here, right? So if I'm a student, so this is the teacher account, right? If I'm going to my courses page, as you can see, this is my sole web admin page. I will also show a student page. This one, this is a sample student. So if I'm going to enter the course by default, this is how it looks like. So there's no pop-up and everything. Eventually you'll be lead directly to the current section of your course, which is assessment room. So what if you want that when the students enter your course, there is like a personalized pop-up message that would welcome the student to your course? How do you do that? So this is the student account. I just have to go back to the teacher account, my sole web admin. And then from here, I will go to my virtual classroom. Let's just say I will still be using the NHT Virtual Classroom 25. On the course page, to create such pop-up alert or personalized pop-up alert, just go to settings and then personalized learning designer. Again, from the course page, go to settings, the gear icon at the upper right side, and then personalized learning designer. So for PLD, you have three things to consider. Let's just add a rule first. Okay. So you will always need to have an event. This is required. Condition, which is optional, and then action, which again is required. So the rule name, let's just say this is a welcome message. So first is, of course, you need to have a name of your PLD rule. So for this particular example, we will be using a welcome message. So it's a welcome message. And it's really up to you what would be the name of your PLD rule. Okay. So what we want to achieve is that when the student enters the course, there is a personalized pop-up message. So how do you do that? So events. You just have to choose which event would correspond best to your projected scenario. So for that, I will be using the event course entered. Okay, so when the student enters the course, so the event will be course entered. And then add. So we now have an event, course entered. The condition, um, only the student can see the personalized pop-up message. So we will be using user role check, then add, and then the triggering user is a student. Okay, and then save. Let me delete that once again. If you want that only the students can see the pop-up alert and not you as a teacher, so go to conditions and then user role check and then add the triggering user is a student, save, and from there, what would be the action? The action is display. Since we're just going to display an alert or a pop-up message, then we will just choose display alert, add, and then this is where you're going to type your message, your personalized message. So how do you personalize the alert? Let me show you how. So let's just say hi. And what's good about PLD is you can actually insert tokens. So tokens could correspond to student's first name, student's last name. It can be a name of a quiz. It can be the name of the course. So that's how you do PLD. That's how you personalize the PLD. So the message would be hi and then space. So I'm gonna insert a token. So basically, I would say hi and then the name of the student, right? So how do you do that? So hi, and then I'm going to insert a token, and I will be using the first name of the student. So basically, I will be calling the student hi, and then like for example, if your name is Juan, so hi Juan, or if your name is John, so hi John, or something like that, right? So I will insert a token. So the token is the student's first name. That's how you personalize the message, and then you can then include you can type your message here, welcome to this course, or you can also use the token for like for example welcome to and then the name of your course. So welcome to insert token, the course name. See, you have user tokens, course tokens, activity tokens, and all the other tokens that you can include in your PLD. So since I want to say that hey, and then I mean hi, and then the name of the student, and then welcome to, and then the name of the course, so course token name. That's it. Now, if you want to add more, you can always add more. It really depends upon your message or say if unsang ganahan ng mga message nga ma-display to the students, right? So again, to create a display alert, uh, of course you have the event student course entered. The condition is user role check. You just want that only the student can see the pop-up alert, and then the action is you're going to display an alert, and then you have to type your actual personalized message. Hi. And then the tokens are used for personalization purposes. Welcome to, and then insert token, the name of the course. Save, and then save. So by now, if anyone with a student enters the course, he or she should see a pop-up welcome message. So let me check. This is my teacher account, and I will simulate. I will just go to other course first, and then I will go back to NHT uh, VC25, and I can see that there is no pop-up alert because I'm a teacher, right? Now let's go back to the student's account. So the student's account, this is the student account. Let's check if there's a pop-up alert when the student enters the course. So this is NHTVC25, and I will go inside the course, and I can see that there's a pop-up alert. Hi student, because for this particular user, the first name is student, and then welcome to what course? NHT Virtual Classroom 25. So that's how you create a welcome, an automated a welcome message to your students. Any question? Thank you, Sir Cliff. Yes. So those are just some of the basic functionalities of PLD. Well, actually, the pop-up alert is the most basic function of PLD. There are tons of conditions. There are tons of events that you can use PLD to really personalize the experience of the student in your virtual classroom. Okay. Now, there's a catch here. Let me just go back to the teacher account. Like, for example, if you're a student, sorry for that. Okay. So, like, for example, if you're a student, um, it would be nice to see the pop-up message once, but if you're gonna see the pop-up message every time you go inside your course, then that would be annoying, right? So, like for example, if I will go back to the course again, there's the pop-up message, and then I will access another course, and then I will go back to NHT 25. There's the pop-up message again. So, how do you restrict this particular scenario? So, you just want that the pop-up alert will appear just once, and then that's it. It will not appear again to the students. And so let me go back to the teacher account. And then from here, one way to set it up is like this. So from the course page, you have to go to settings and then users. So basically, I will create a groups, and I will name this group as welcome message. Again, you can name the group whatever name that you want to name this group. But for this particular example, I'm just going to give it a name welcome message. Okay. And then save changes. Okay, we now have a group welcome message with no user yet, right? So I will go to PLD and I will edit the PLD for welcome message. So to edit any PLDs, if you take a look at the name of the PLD on the right side, I mean on the left side, there's like a gear icon. So you just have to click this one and then edit the rule. Okay, so we will not edit the event, but we have to edit the condition. So I will add a condition wherein group membership check, and then the triggering user is not a part of. Take note that we don't have any user yet in the group welcome message, right? So the condition will be any user who is not a part of the welcome message group can see or will be able to see the welcome message. Now that's the condition, and then the action. Now that they see the welcome message, we're going to add them to that particular group. Add user to group. So welcome message. So the first, this is how it works. The event is when the user enters. The condition is it will check the role of the student. Okay, I mean the role of the user. Okay, is this a student? If yes, it will proceed to the next condition. Is this student member of the group welcome message? If no, it will go to. If yes, by the way, it will go to the action, because the question is this student not member of the group welcome message? That's the condition, right? Not member. So if yes, it will go to the action, and then it will display the message, and then immediately after displaying the message, this particular user will be added to the group welcome message. So the next time the user enters the course, and then the PLD will check the condition, is this user not a member of the group welcome message? Of course, it would be false, because right now the member is I mean the user is now a member of the group welcome message, right? So let's check. Let's save this one, and then take note that if we will go to the gear icon, to the users, and then groups welcome message, there's no member yet. So let's check using the student account. So from here, so this is my student account. I'll go to the NHT Virtual Classroom 25, and I can see that I now have the pop-up message alert like, "Hi student, welcome to NHT Virtual Classroom 25." And then as a student, most of the time we just have to click close. So let me check if the student is now added to the group. I will go back to the teacher account and then I will refresh. And we can now see that there's a one member in welcome message group. We have student sample. Okay. So using PLD, the students are automatically grouped in a particular group or automatically added in a particular group. So the next time the student enters the course, so this is the student account. Let me just open another course to simulate. And then the next time the student enters NHC Virtual Classroom 25, the student will not be prompted with the message alert. So basically, the student can only see the welcome message once and not infinite, uh, not in infinity mode or not in multiple modes. Okay, so yeah, sir, please repeat how the greeting is prompted. Sige, sige, sige. Let's go back. So this is the teacher account, right? So from here, go to the settings, PLD or Personalized Learning Designer here. Let's just say we don't have this one. Let's just create a new, or let's just delete this one for for the meantime. Okay. So first is you're going to add a rule, and let's name this like this is a welcome message, or yeah, welcome message. So the rule name, it really it's dependent on the teacher. So it's up to you kung saan mo ibutang sa rule name. Then the event will be course entered. So it always starts with course entered, especially for prompts like this. Course entered, and don't forget to click the add button, because most of the time, especially for those who are not so used to PLD, uh, they will not click the add button here, and it will not basically save your PLD, right? So make sure to choose course entered and then add. You can see that your event has been successfully added because you can actually see it on the bottom part of the box. Now the next is the condition. So the condition is only if you want to filter out who among the users can see the prompt or can see the message alert. So let's just say you just want that only the students can see the pop-up alert. You just have to use user role check. So with this particular condition, the PLD will check uh, the user if he or she or if he or she satisfies the condition of the user. So let's just say the triggering user is a student, save, and then action, display alert, and then add. And this is where you're going to input the message, hi, and then to customize, include a token. Okay, so the student name, and then welcome to this course, and then save. Okay, you're welcome, ma'am. All right, any question for PLD? You have any question in terms of how it works, or this is just this is just an alert, by the way, for this particular example. You can actually do tons of events, tons of combinations of events, and tons of combinations of conditions and actions with PLD. Okay, to stop the greeting, sige, let me go back, right? So to stop the greeting, first as a teacher, you have to, this is how I do it. You can actually have it multiple ways, but on my end, this is how I usually do it, right? So from the course page, I will create a group. The group is just this is like a dummy group. You will not be using this group for any activity, only for this particular PLD. So create, no, not the PLD, but create a group. So from the course page, go to settings, users, and then groups. And then create a group. Let's just say this is a dummy group or a ZZ group. Z group para na siya sa lalong. And then save changes. And then I can see now that I don't have any member for the Z group, right? Now, to stop the PLD, you have to edit the PLD. From the course page, go to Personalized Learning Designer and then edit your welcome message. So first is you have to set the condition. Now, group membership check, you're going to check the membership of a certain student to a certain group. So we're going to click add, and then is the user, is he or she not member of the Z group? Then that's your condition. Always it should be a not member because we're going to check if the student is not member of this particular group. And then it should be is not, and then what particular group. And then the action would be immediately after displaying the alert. So this is like a a nested action, right? We don't have we have two actions for this particular PLD. The first action is we're going to display a prompt, and then the second action will be we're going to add the student to that particular group. So add user to group, and then add, and then what group? So this is the Z group. Save, and then just click save. So that, so again, this is how the scenario or the event works. So the event is the user enters the course. The condition will be, the first condition is the user a student? If yes, it will proceed to the next condition. Is the student not member of the group Z? If yes, it will proceed to the action. If no, it will terminate the PLD. So since it's a yes, then it will go to the action. It will display the pop-up alert, and then eventually after, it will add the student to the Z group so that the next time the student enters the course, and then it will test the condition, is that particular user not a member of the group Z, it will terminate because it will return false because as of now, the student has been added to the group Z. Sir Ram, any question? I see. Okay. Well, anyway, really for first time users of MySoul, don't be intimidated with the features. Yeah. Okay. Sige lang, sir. What you can do is just try and simulate the PLD. Anyway, you have your own virtual classroom for simulation and for sample purposes. You try to explore other features of your classroom. Those features, especially kung wala siya ma-discuss, you can actually do that to um, make use of your sample classrooms because eventually it will be deleted, no? So make use of it, explore other features of MySoul, and then if you have question, you can always email soul@su.edu.ph, and we are actually very willing to help you in terms of the navigation and management of your virtual classroom. Okay, so that's just one of the many functions of PLD. um, Another function of PLD is like, for example, if you want to restrict an access to a particular activity, if the student is not, let's just say you have two activities. Let me just create a new topic. Okay, so I'm just gonna name this topic as a personalized learning designer, and then I will set the topic as the current topic of the class. Okay. Now let's just say I have an activity, I have an assignment, and then I have a quiz. So this is a sample assignment, and this is a sample description. Okay. Now, by the way, always please set, if you have any activity in your course, don't forget to set the activity completion part or setting. Okay, it's very important because if you notice, let me go back. Sige lang, I will save it first. So activity completion. Show activity as complete when the students submit, or students must submit to this activity to complete it, meaning they need to submit to this particular assignment so that on their end it will be completed. So there. Kasi most of the time, let me check ha. If you notice, you have this one. This is the name of the course, and then you have progress 0 out of 8. Now, if you don't set any activity completion, there's no such thing like that. So you really need to have those activity completion para makita sa mga students, okay, my progress is 14 out of 15, meaning I'm missing one activity, or I'm missing one assignment maybe, or one quiz. For student tracking, that will be very good to set the activity completion. Also, for this particular PLD to work, we really need to set up the activity completion. So once again, to set up the activity completion from the assignment, just go inside the settings of the assignment, then activity completion. By default, it's the choice is student can manually mark the activity as complete, but you have to change it as show activity as completed. Student must submit to this activity to complete this particular assignment, and then click save and return to course. So that's for assignment number one. And then I have another activity. Let's just say this is a quiz, and a sample quiz one. Okay, so the description, I don't have any description, but I'm just gonna click save and display, and then edit quiz to add questions to the quiz. And for example, if you have questions not available in your question bank, what you can do is you can actually choose a random question from the question bank, or you can just choose questions from your question bank. So I will be choosing a question from the question bank. I will not create a new question, but I'm going to choose a question from the question bank. So for this particular category, I have tons of questions. So I will just be choosing maybe 3 questions, and then okay, I think that's it. And I just have to add selected questions to the quiz. So I now have 3 questions for this particular quiz. Let me go back. I have to set the maximum grade. Always don't forget that when creating a quiz, your maximum grade should equate or should be the same with the total of marks. The total of marks is 4. The maximum grade should also be 4. Okay. So inside my virtual classroom, under personalized learning designer section, I now have an assignment and a quiz. Now let's say that we want to restrict access to sample quiz. We will not only those students who completed the assignment can access the quiz. And if you are a student who has not submitted to the assignment, then you cannot access sample quiz. Because right now, if I'm a student, let me just shift to the student account. Sorry, this is not the student. So this is the student account, right? If I'm a student, I can freely access the assignment and of course, the quiz. Diba? I can attempt the quiz now. So again, if I'm the student, as of the moment, I can access the assignment and I can also access the quiz. So for you to restrict access to the quiz, if the student has not made a submission to the assignment, what you can do is there are multiple ways. Once again, you can use restrict access, but this time we will be using PLD to do just that. So from the course page, go to settings and then personalized learning designer and add a rule. And let's just say this rule is to restrict access to, yeah, I think I have this one, sample quiz. And the event is when the student views activity or quiz number 1, activity viewed, and we're going to select the activity type. This time, it's a quiz. So we'll just be choosing quiz, and then the name of the actual quiz. Well, you know what? Let me just go back because I want to verify the name of the quiz. It's sample quiz 1. So settings, Personalized learning designer, add a rule, restrict access to sample quiz one, and then activity viewed. So the event is when the student viewed sample quiz one. The activity type is a quiz, and the name of the activity is sample quiz one. Add, and then the condition will be, let's go to activity completed. Now, the condition is the user has completed the following activities. We have to choose the activity. It's an assignment, right? So it's a sample assignment. So there are two sample assignments. Let me just go back. I just have to change this one because there are two sample assignments. Sample assignments, PLD. Okay. And then I will go back here. So PLD. So again, I'm going to add a rule, restrict access to sample quiz one. Then the event is activity viewed. It's a quiz. And then the type is sample quiz one. That's the name of the activity. And then the condition, activity completed. Only those students who completed uh, the assignment, which is sample assignment PLD, can access uh, the quiz. Let me just check this one. It should be has not. Okay, so only if a student has not completed the assignment quiz one, then the action will be, it will redirect, the student will be redirected. First, let's just have let's display an alert lang. Sige. Hi, and then the name of the student. Please complete sample assignment. And then like that. And then save. So you can do it like this. So the event is when the student view quiz one, then the system will check if the student has not completed this particular the sample assignment. And if it's a yes, if wala pa siya na complete, then there's an action that would say that please complete sample quiz one, and then immediately the student will be directed to the activity. Go to activity, and then it's an assignment, and it's a sample assignment PLD. There should be no delay. Save and save. So to break down the PLD, this is how it should work, right? So the event is when the student view sample quiz one, then the system will check if this particular student has already completed sample assignment PLD. And if it's not, because has not, if this condition returns true, then the action will be, there's like an alert message that would prompt, that would say that, hey, you need to complete this particular assignment, and then immediately after, this user will be directed to that sample assignment. So save, and then let's go back to the student account. I know this might be confusing for some, but sige lang, eventually you will get used of using PLD. So here, earlier I showed you that the student can freely access sample assignment and sample quiz. But let's see if it's still the same that now that we have PLD. So for example, if I'm going to access, if this is the student account, if I'm going to access the assignment, of course I can access the assignment. Let's say I want to access sample quiz one. There's a prompt. It says, hey student, please complete sample assignment PLD. And then if I'm going to close it, it would redirect me to the assignment. So what it does, it blocks my access of sample quiz because I haven't submitted to this particular assignment. So what you can do as a student, of course, you will be prompted to really submit to this particular assignment so that you can take the quiz. So as a student, I'll just submit. Let's just say na-submit na ko sa assignment. It just needs any file and then save changes. Let's see if I can now access the quiz because I have made a submission for sample assignment. Let me go back to the course page, and you can see that there's a green check, meaning I have completed assignment, sample assignment for PLD. I should be able to access sample quiz 1 now. So access, and there you go. I can now attempt the quiz. So that's how you use PLD in terms of restricting access, not just to activities, but also resources inside your course. Yes, ma'am. For PLD, yes, you can actually use the default settings, but eventually, if okay na ka, if maanad na ka, then you can modify the students depending on the outcome that you want to achieve. Any question for PLD? Wala ra? Yeah, okay. So for starters, if you want to use PLD, you can start with the prompt. You can start with the display alert, and then eventually you will be used to using PLD. Then you can use nested events, nested conditions, or nested in the sense that there are multiple. You can set it in such a way that there are two or more events, or there are two or more conditions in one PLD. There are two or more actions in one PLD. Yeah, we can. There are actually tons of functionalities that we can perform using PLD, but let's just start it from there. Okay, let's just try to use PLD for prompts. Let's just try to use PLD for restriction maybe, and then once maanad na kagamit of PLD, then you can actually modify. You can actually create your own events for PLD. Okay. So any questions, not just for PLD, any questions for any topic, we can have an open forum now. Sir Steve,
Yes, sir.
say sunod ani sir.
Open forum na, sir.
Yeah, sige go. So
Okay,
let's have
sir.
an open forum. If you have any questions, Sir Fredley is willing to answer. Any questions from creating assignments to uploading topics to creating quizzes? Sige.
Murag later na dagway sir once mo start na gyud mi og open sa amo ang courses. Kay karon dili pa gyud kay ma-appreciate tanan kay wala pa man gyud ang mga students, wala pa ang ano kanang real nga uploading of resources, real nga making of quizzes. Later na I'm sure daghan gyud nag questions kay for me murag pag start in ako sa RO murag daghan libog ko unsaon.
Yeah, that's actually true, ma'am. So for the 2 day training, it's actually a lot to take. But sige lang, eventually, if you're gonna start creating or building your course or building your virtual classroom, then you can actually appreciate. This is how it ko and ay itong pag set up inaning nana. And then again, if you have
Pinirmahan niya
questions,
quotation ng gano'n. May blessing ni Sisi po.
I'm sorry, sir. Okay. All right. We have a question from Sir Ronald. How do we switch role to student to view what we made? Okay, let me share my screen. Screen number 1. Okay. So as a teacher, if you want to switch role to student, uh, you just have to go to the settings inside your course, go to settings, and then switch role to. So if you're a normal teacher, since this is an admin account, so I can see multiple users or roles. But usually, if you're a teacher account, there are like I think 5 or 6. So from here, just choose a student, and there you are now viewing the student's view. And if you want to go back, don't forget to always go back to your normal role. Again, it's from the same settings, then go to switch role and then return to my normal role. Sir Ronald? All right, you're welcome, sir.
So Jade, thank
Yes, ma'am.
you.
You're welcome,
Again,
ma'am.
Jade, thank you for the 2-day training, although it's quite a lot to absorb in 2 days.
Oo.
And I said maybe it will take time to really absorb it, and but this is available on YouTube, right? So we
Y-
can review it again before we start um, going into preparing our course, no, our courses for the next for the first semester. So
Yeah,
it's on YouTube.
yes, ma'am. Everything is recorded. We also have videos for specific functions, like, for example, videos for managing attendance, videos for any other features that was not presented during the 2-day training.
Okay.
Yes, we have those in our
So
YouTube channel,
so where
Siliman
do I
Online.
access it? I just access it on my soul or
The
soul
name
at
the name of the channel, ma'am, for the YouTube channel is Siliman Online University Learning. So,
what come again?
uh, Siliman
Silman.
Online University Learning. So that's basically the long name for Seoul.
Okay.
Siliman Online. Sir Fred, can you please type
So
the
is
link
that what I
for?
encode into my browser?
Yes, first, ma'am, you have to go to YouTube,
Yeah. Go to
and then
YouTube first.
from there you search Siliman Online University Learning.
Okay. And from
Mm-mm.
there,
And from there you can actually look up the videos that was uploaded to this account.
but to access that, I need my official Siliman email already.
No, ma'am. This is a pub. These are
Oh, it's
public
public?
videos. Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
okay.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
For the
So
videos, these are public videos.
so when do I need to use my email? When I
You,
teach the course already?
yes, ma'am. You need to have your email for you to access Soul, this platform. Not this one. Sir Fred, can you please share Soul? This one, ma'am. For you to access the Soul platform or my Soul platform, you need to have your SU email.
Yeah. Oh,
But
okay. Okay.
for you to access the videos under Silliman Online University Learning Channel, then it doesn't need an access, ma'am. It's public.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
I just got my official email
Mm-hmm.
mid-afternoon,
Okay, that's great,
but
ma'am.
I still have to activate it.
You just have to, ano, ma'am, to access the email, see if it's working fine. And if you can access the email now, you can check the inbox of the email. What you will do is you just have to log into Soul using the Google account or the Google function. Sir Fred, can you please
Uh,
show the, the login page?
for that case, ma'am, you need to email trainsoulmom at su.edu.ph so that we can add you in my soul training course as well as your uh, training template.
I'll email you using my official account now, the
Uh,
one they gave to me, or my personal account, and then I'll give
your
you a copy of
your
the.
SU email, ma'am. SU email account.
So I still have to activate that first, or
Yes,
can I use my Gmail account to email it to you, and then I'll email
yes.
to you my
Uh,
official address.
you can use your personal email, ma'am, and then just send me the trainsoul at su.edu.ph and then specifying your
SU email,
official SU email.
and then you'll
And then I will just add you as
add
a
me.
teacher, and then you can go over with the with the My Soul template.
Okay. Thank you. I'll
Okay,
do
ma'am.
that.
Sir Jade.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
We have a question from Sir Ram. Sir, good afternoon. I'd like to ask when the recorded videos days 1 and 2 will be uploaded in YouTube. Let me ask our in charge for this, Ma'am Sin.
Ah, for that recordings, okay. Regarding the recordings, so here, uh, based in your account, okay, So I will just log in. Again, for those who had their official SU email, just click the Google button and then input your email address and password. For my case, I will just use my temporary account. So to view the recordings, so you just click the browse all courses, and you can see here we have SU website, My Siliman, Office of Soul. So just click the Office of Soul, or right click and open to new tab, or just click the Office of Soul. And then here you have your activities. You click the activities tab and then go to June and July upskilling activities, and you can see here the updated not updated but recently added videos, and you can click the link, you can click the button to list of upskilling topics, and then here we will post the recorded link via our YouTube account. And in our YouTube account, you just search Silliman Online University Learning, and then we have there our videos for the previous e-trainings that we have conducted. So questions so far? And we also place that in our chat box, our our YouTube channel. Okay, questions?
Yeah, I guess there's no more questions, your friend.
Okay, Steve, picture opportunity.
Yeah, let's have a
Okay,
photo
last.
opportunity. If you can, kindly turn on your webcams.
So again, we will give you a certificate of training for 2 days. So just don't forget to fill up the survey. So Sir Steve,
Yes, sir. We're waiting for the others to turn on their camera. Thank you. The survey will post after our photo opportunity. Thank you.
Are we good, Sir Steve?
Okay, let me count 1, 2, 3, then show your best uh, smile. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. The survey will be posted on the chat box. Just fill it out. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.